Well, it's dark 30 on a cold January morning in Montana. I couldn't sleep, so I'm up. It's about 5 a.m., but Linda and I are heading out on a road trip today, and at the end of this road trip is warm Arizona desert. It's been about a year since we've been down there. That's when Linda broke her ankle. And then we did a bunch of videos in Montana this last year, but now we can head down again. I just had elbow surgery on my left elbow that's holding this phone right now, doing pretty good. But I got the clearance from the doctor yesterday to leave, so we're on our way. Well, while I get this trailer hitched up, let me take you back to a clip or a couple of clips from this past summer. My son-in-law, Dusty, his car broke down out in the middle of beautiful nowhere, Montana, and we had to go out and fix it, not knowing exactly what was wrong. Hey, just another day in the life of Gonagain. Day before yesterday, my son-in-law got his vehicle stuck. Well, it's not stuck. It's stuck in park, and he's way out in a remote area, out in the countryside, about 40 miles from here. And his car's been there since day before yesterday. We didn't have time to get to it until today. So we're heading out now to try to figure out if we can fix this problem and get him back, get his vehicle back home. You want to come along for this one? It's not going to be exciting, but it might be interesting. So you guys ready to do this?
As ready as we'll ever be, I guess.
100 degrees today. Are you ready for that?
Hurry up. It's only 80 degrees right now.
Do you got stuff that needs to go in the refrigerator?
No, I have ice packs.
Do we have sunblock?
Okay. All right. Let's hit it.
Okay.
Well, at least we got a good day to do this. It's about 10 miles of dirt road to get out there through absolutely beautiful country. It's out where our recreational property was before we sold it earlier this year, but it's out in that same area. I can't see behind me. Is everybody smiling? You guys can see that on the camera. Driving out here, it's normal to see elk, deer, wolves, bears. But it is beautiful. Old homestead. Looks beautiful now, but kind of rough in the wintertime. Check out the big buck in the middle. He's still in velvet, but we're gonna disturb him as we drive by here. Yep, they're going to get up and run here in a minute. Sorry folks, didn't mean to destroy your relax time.
Right here. I didn't see these two. Right here. Oh, those. They're just those. He's a 2x2.
the area opening up ahead of us is called Sudden Valley. And our property was up here on the right-hand side. And you can see why it's called Sudden Valley. You come up the road, make the turn, that hairpin turn, and all of a sudden, you're in this valley. Well, there's Dusty's car sitting there. Now we got our fingers crossed, hoping we can get it out of park so he can drive it home. Well, it's a beautiful place to get stranded. Luckily for Dusty, a fella came along and was heading into town anyway and gave him a ride all the way to his house. But now we're going to get into this and see what's wrong with it. Well, yep. All right, one thing we want to know is if you step on the brake, do you hear anything down here?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh, it's weird. It's being weird.
Oh, okay, no,
that's weird.
it's not stuck in park. Well, this is south of Boulder, Montana. I refer to this as the Boulder Valley. I think it's one of the most beautiful places I know.
Boy, it sure is.
Especially beautiful after surviving the almost accident this morning.
Makes you appreciate being alive a whole lot more.
Exactly.
Hi. Yeah, that was kind of scary. It was quick, but scary. Yep. What happened? We hit black ice and spun out.
Yeah.
I think the trailer went this way first, which threw the car that way.
Something like that. It happened so fast.
We went back this way, and I thought we were going to go off into the ditch.
And then we went sideways.
And then we went sideways.
And then we went into the ditch. Yeah.
We ended up 90 degrees to the road.
Yeah. With the trailer out into the weeds and the car up on the shoulder.
Yeah.
That's how we stopped.
I was amazed that we could actually come out of there.
Yeah.
And we didn't hit anything.
Not even those reflective markers? We didn't even hit one of those.
Yeah, I thought we were goners. Well, I thought the car and trailer were goners. I knew we would be okay, but I thought for sure the trailer would be trashed, you know?
I thought the trailer was going to flip. I did. I expected the trailer to flip at that point when we were going sideways. But anyways, we survived.
Anyways, we're okay. We're okay now.
Everything's topsy-turvy in here. Things got scattered. We just hit some black ice. Trailer went totally sideways. Car went totally sideways. Trailer went off the shoulder. Ended up with the car on the shoulder and the trailer way off the road, and we were just sideways. But I thought the trailer was going to flip over, but it didn't. And we're all right. But boy, things got jumbled around. And that's Helena down in the valley down there. Well, back to Dusty's car repair. When we first got there, we figured out that it wasn't the neutral safety switch and that it was actually a broken cable, and that was a big problem. What we did was, and the only thing we could do, was Nikki started the car, and she put the parking brake on, and she stepped hard on the brake, and I had to reach underneath to the side of the transmission. I grabbed the shift lever on the side of the tranny and shifted it into drive. And that's how we got the car back home. It was a beautiful day for a family outing. The next day, we did something extra special though to make up for it. We went for pie at Lippy's Cafe. Well, it's a Saturday afternoon and we're at Lippy's Kitchen in Great Falls, Montana. We're here for pie. And I have to admit to you, we got this off an article called Montana Pie Tour, I believe is what it's called. But we're not just looking for pies off of that list. We're looking for pie off of wherever we happen to find them. But I brought some of my family along today. What kind of pie did you order?
Well, I was torn between the Juneberry and the blackberry.
So which did you order?
I decided to go with the blackberry.
How about you, Nikki?
So the little sign says it's strawberry cherry or rhubarb cherry, but she asked if I had said rhubarb strawberry, so I don't know what I'm getting. Rhubarb, it's either strawberry rhubarb or cherry rhubarb,
Okay.
but I'm excited.
And what kind of pie did you order, Nikki?
She's like the French fry variety. I wanted French fry.
It's funny because Ricky didn't want pie, so she's so hungry she wants a hamburger or something. We might have to break down and actually get her that. I ordered her a piece of apple though, just because. As for me, I'm really stepping out. I ordered sour cream raisin. I thought I better just order it to see what it's like. Well, while we're waiting for the waitress to bring that pie, let me tell you about the rest of the trip down here to Quartzsite, because it didn't get much better. We were headed down all the way through Idaho, where it was cold and splotchy with snow and ice. And then it started raining. And it was kind of a medium rain, and it followed us all the way down into Utah until we were about 60 miles north of Salt Lake, and then the sky opened up. The problem was, by that point, it was pitch black night and also traffic rush, which happens at the same time this time of year. So we're in heavy traffic with rain so hard you can barely see where you're going, and that lasted all the way to Provo, which took like 2 hours. And we finally made it to the Cracker Barrel in Springdale, and we spent the night there, went in for dinner. It was all right, and we spent a nice peaceful night there. And basically that's how that day ended. It was not fun. The next morning at the Cracker Barrel, I get up 5 a.m. Linda and I are anxious to leave the area and get as far south to where it's warmer as we can possibly get that day. So I get ready and I go out to the car and I go to start the engine to warm it up. Nothing. It just wouldn't start at all. And I kept trying and trying. I did everything to try to get it started. Nothing. I tried, it wasn't a dead battery, and I tested and it turned out not to be the ignition switch. I crawled underneath and tried to short the terminals of the starter motor to get it to crank over. Wouldn't do that. It would spin, but it wouldn't go engage. I tried everything I could, and we gave up. And we figured, well, we're going to have to call a tow truck. And we started looking around, trying to find a place where a shop that could get us in at a reasonable time. So what we ended up doing was waiting for the shops to open at 9 o'clock. And I decided to go out and neaten up some stuff in the car, knowing the car was going to go into the shop. And while I was out there, I tried the starter one more time, and it started. And I went back into the trailer, and I says, the ball's back in our court. So that was such a relief, because what do you do when you're towing a trailer and you're in a Cracker Barrel parking lot? What are you going to do with the trailer? So we got out of the parking lot, went and found a starter motor at a Napa, bought that, put that in the car, didn't shut the engine off, and we continued on south. We made it down to St. George, Utah, and I kept the engine running. I was sitting in the car, and Linda went into the In-N-Out to get some burgers. And while she was in there, I thought, well, I'll see if somebody can get us in. And I thought, nobody. You know, they're going to say, oh, bring it in next Tuesday or next Friday or something like that. So I started out, I called the closest place. It was less than a mile away, and I told them what was going on. They says, hey, bring it right in and we'll squeeze you in. And they did. It was Wright's Auto Repair Service, and they got us in. And let me tell you, including lunch and installing the starter, we were in St. George for an hour and 40 minutes before we were back on the highway heading south.
We want it.
Thank you.
And here's your apple.
Thank you.
Anything else, guys?
No, that'll do it.
Right, thank you.
Okay. So that's the blueberry? Blackberry. Oh, blackberry. Cherry rhubarb.
Yeah, cherry rhubarb.
Apple. And sour cream raisin. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, I want to taste this without. What happened to yours? What happened to my pie? No, I can't.
We're just busy trying them all. They're all really good. They're all homemade right here at Liffey's. Well, because I've never had this one before, I thought I better describe it just a little bit. It's a sour cream filling, but super sweet. And the filling is very thick, way thicker than a custard. It's pretty good, actually. Well, I think we did pretty good and we're all satisfied. You guys look like you're full. We just had to order cheeseburgers and fries now. Because you know what they say, order dessert first because life is uncertain. Well, Linda and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was quite a trip getting down here, but now we can kick back and relax in the warm Arizona sunshine here in Quartzsite. And we'll be traveling around the state here a little bit. We're here for the RTR. I hope we run into you and we'll see you around.